Shirt show. All right, let's go.
Shirt show! Talking shirt! Shirt show! Talking shirt! Shirt show! Talking shirt! Shirt show!
All right, episode 5 of Shirt Show. We're talking with Kasper and Yvette from Katoenfabriek in Holland. Let's go!
There you go.
Yes.
Oh,
got it.
Yay!
Hey, guys.
Hey. Cool.
We're all here now.
Yeah, and
Hi.
there's we were wondering if there was going to be any sort of lag, like how if we ask a question, do we wait 10 seconds or how that works? But it's pretty quick.
Yeah,
I think it's
really
quick.
Yeah.
Technology.
And it's, technology. Wow.
So you put the kids to bed?
Nailed it.
Dylan, have you put your kids to bed yet?
It's 2 in the afternoon.
That's not too early. That's about just right, isn't it?
I try all day long just to put them into bed. I'm like, go to bed. But, whatever.
How many
What time?
kids do you have, Dylan?
2.
2?
Yeah.
Cool.
9 and, 7 and 9.
Okay. Boys or girls or both?
1 boy, 1 girl.
The king's couple, we call that.
Yeah.
And do you have 4? I want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have 4. But we put in a joker, 1 up, and we got twins.
Oh,
So
really?
we first had 2, and then the third one was twins. Yeah.
Your
So
twins,
now we have 4.
your twins are girls, right?
Yeah, twin girls.
That's awesome.
And that's enough? That's it? Just 4? Or you?
Yeah,
or
no,
maybe
that's
more?
enough. No.
We were just visiting a couple that had just had a baby, and then you're a little bit in doubt of adding a 5th, but when you're holding the baby. No?
No. We're fine.
Maybe adopt one,
It's all fun until they start screaming and then you can give them back.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we have somebody here out right now on maternity. She's coming back in July. It was her first. So,
I'm cool.
yeah, she's having fun.
We have that here too.
Somebody on
not-
maternity?
No, it was the date is the 11th of July,
Okay.
and it's a father who works here, so it will be the first baby.
So in Holland, how does that work? The father goes out on maternity also for a while, or?
Yeah, it's just new rules before, and they start on the 1st of July, so he's lucky. And before
really?
that, it was only 2 days off.
Only 2 days.
For dads, and now it's a week paid by your boss, and then 5 weeks after that also you get off, and then they and the government pays that.
Oh, wow.
So you get 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And is that the same for the woman too? So the exact same plan, or is it different?
No, for women it's 3 months.
Okay.
But in Scandinavia, it's much better. They get like
A year.
1.5 year, and they can divide
Both.
it between
You mean
father
paid
and
or
mother.
how does
Yeah,
that work?
paid. Yeah,
1.5 year.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you're included in Scandinavia? or
No,
Okay.
no.
I need
Audio
to do
little.
geography. I need to brush up on my geography.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I have no idea. You guys are just over there somewhere. I have no idea what you're doing.
So we're going to take a shot at this. Dylan didn't want to, but we're going to say your name. I'm going to go, Joanne, Joanne, you want to go first, and then I'm going to say, try and guess
Watch it. She's gonna hate
your
me.
name, and then Dylan, you take a shot. So Joanne, you're up first.
Oh, Katoenfabriek.
Yeah.
That sounds good. That sounds really
Yeah.
good. He said, yeah? Oh, well, mine was going
No,
to be...
almost.
No, don't. say
No
too
reaction
much.
yet.
No reaction.
Your turn.
Katoenfabriek.
Are you reading that?
Yeah, I just read it.
Through your
Yeah.
screen?
Dylan's turn.
That was pretty big. You said what I was going to say. I was going to say Katoenfabriek, but
Ooh, I like that at the end.
Wow.
That sounded good.
It's so French.
yeah. What is it really then?
Yeah.
It's I think the best trick for you guys is to use the word cartoon.
And leave the R
and leave
out.
the R out,
Yeah.
and then you get Katoenfabriek.
Oh.
Katoenfabriek.
We got the we got the end,
Yeah.
the second part.
Yeah.
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 And it's just a
Katoen.
translation of cotton factory.
So
Oh,
the
really?
E,
That's awesome.
Cool.
its translation is what again?
Cotton factory.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I think you
so-
should just call it Cotton Factory.
Yeah, we were talking to in-house prints, and they started to explain the history and how they started. And he started in his bathroom,
Literally.
moved to his basement, I think, and then garage or something. And then we finally caught on. It was like, oh, in-house prints. We get it now.
I get it.
And we're like, oh, you should have called it in-bathroom prints
In
or something.
bathroom.
Is that what it was? Or in restroom?
Restroom
name.
prints.
Restroom
Restroom
prints.
prints.
Yeah. So-
Actually, we started with only cotton shirts, but nowadays you have all kinds of sustainable blends, you know.
Right,
so
right.
Actually, it's not a really clever name, but still
That's
happy
awesome.
with it.
It's a good name if it makes sense.
Yeah, well, we have some people stopping by. You know, they do like a day to the big city, and they come in and they say, "This isn't a factory after all. This isn't a factory. This is
You
a
are
shop."
not producing cotton.
They're expecting like this
Yeah.
really large factory, but that's the joke inside the name.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're quite disappointed.
Yeah, that building that you're in is really unique, and so how did you? Is that the first location you've had? I think is that where you started in that shop?
No, we started a little bit more out of the center in a smaller shop, like really, really small.
But before,
Oh
we started with a cargo bike.
yeah, before that.
I had like, I
A
don't know
cargo
if
bike.
you...
Yeah, that's how we started. Yeah,
I think it's called box bike in the US. It's
like a bike with a big.
You had the printer on the back of the
Box.
bike, right?
No, on the front. So it's
Yeah.
like a
Really? Yeah.
Really?
I've seen those before.
Have you
I've never
really?
seen
Cool.
one.
Yeah.
I didn't even
Yeah,
know it was
It's like a
thing.
cart. It's like a cart on the front with bigger wheels, and then the back, like you can actually sit on it and ride it around town, right?
yeah, like
yeah,
that.
I've seen it.
That's it.
Yeah.
And we had a really ancient one from a Dutch bicycle company. I think it was about 80 years old.
Oh,
we
wow.
we built this module that you could transform it in like 10 minutes into a shop. So yeah, I can show you, but with these sticks and like a tent and all. And then we went to festivals and we just set up the box bike shop and sell our own designs from the bike. And we didn't have an actual shop yet. But that
So were
went
you
really,
like-
yeah.
Were you like burning screens and everything at home then?
Yeah, we had like a lighter on the balcony, in the balcony closet, and the frames underneath, and just one solo printer.
It's awesome.
I guess it
Wow.
was called Iconotex. Maybe you know the brands.
So was the bike successful then? Did you guys print a lot of stuff?
Yeah, it was really successful and a really good promotion because we went on all the festivals and people start asking not just for the designs but also to print for the festivals and for their shops and their restaurants. And then, that couldn't be managed on the balcony. So we started to print for clients as well next to our own designs. So we started in anti-squat, I think it's called. Anti-squat
Yeah.
building.
Is that a word? That's a word, right?
No idea what you're saying.
Okay, like the people who take over a house that's been empty for a while.
Oh, squatters?
Squatters,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
And so we had a anti-squat shop. So they were provided by the government to keep the squatters out,
Oh, okay.
Okay.
and we could rent it. So we started there.
And it was only €1 per meter. So we had 273 meters for 273 euros, and that's about $1, I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it was a really good place to start.
Yeah, it's super cheap.
You had to save money for equipment. And then we started in our first shop, and it was just at the other side of town.
And did that shop have did it have exposure? Like, so you have a retail front where people walked in, like a front door, and placed orders.
Yeah, but it was not. It had that, but far less than where we are now. But it was across the street. There was a discotheque. Is that a word?
A venue.
Yeah.
A venue. A discotheque sounds so
But like a
lady.
club.
Yeah, like a club.
Yeah.
And in the club, and so people we would light up the shop at night as well, so that you could. I think it
So
was
you guys just,
visible
like-
already. Yeah.
You guys just like to confuse people then, because if you try to make people think you're a cotton factory, and then you were trying to make people think you were like a disco, you were a venue.
Yeah, that's
So
our-
essentially, you guys are just liars. Really, that's what you're saying, right?
They're a disco cotton
They
factory.
have a
Right.
strobe light.
Disco Cotton Factory.
Hey, that's a good name.
They dance while they make
We
cotton.
once joked that we wanted to have a disco ball above one of our presses, just like
Oh,
spinning
nice.
all day, like
Yeah.
just shining.
I bet the printers would get so sick of that so fast.
Laser
We have
shooting out.
with Christmas we have this tree on the carousel
Okay.
with
A real
lights
tiny tree?
spinning. No,
Tiny
actually
tree.
quite big tree. No, not compared to American size trees. Okay.
Yeah.
We kept
So,
our Christmas tree up for, I don't know, it was well into the quarantine. We probably had our Christmas tree up until about a
Well,
month ago.
Yeah.
or so.
Well, the quarantine hit, and I was like, well, it's a little bit of happiness. I'm going to leave it up. So
Yeah.
it lasted till almost May.
I saw it,
Wow.
Joanne. I saw it in your story that you were tearing it down.
In-house Prints actually still has their tree up, so they're the winners.
Okay,
Yeah, they win.
Mm-hmm.
cool.
Next year it's just staying up all the time. We're not even taking it down.
It's easier to put up at Christmas because it's already there.
That's right.
Right? Just got to dust it off.
Right. So how did you guys end up in your shop now then? Did you just grow out of the other one and decided to move into that one because it was a better spot, or?
Sort of. We it was definitely getting too small, and so we were already on the lookout, and we didn't want to go to a industrial. Sorry, it's my English is not.
You're doing great.
But like an industrial plant, is that I call it, or just somewhere not in the city where lots of companies join and one big place.
Mhm.
We did not want to end up there because we just like the city so much, and so we were very eager to find something bigger but still in the city center. And then we saw this place, which was rented to friends of us who were running
It was anti-squat
It was anti-squat also,
as well.
but they were renting it also from the anti-squat. And we're running a graphic design studio. And so we knew who was renting it. And we also knew from them that not somebody, but the broker, they were wanting to sell it. And so we were renting a very small apartment ourselves, and we didn't have a mortgage. And so we figured, what if we could buy a shop instead of rent it? And that then would be our mortgage. And so we wrote a note by hand, right?
Mhm.
You did it. Because the broker that was supposed to be selling it went bankrupt.
Mhm.
Oh, great.
Oh, no.
But we still wrote a note and we put it in their door. And then
We just made an offer to buy it.
we just
Just a
put
wild guess.
Yeah. And then quite a while later, we got a phone call and they were saying, we found your note a while back. And we want to sell it, but we need to sell it quick. And do you want to buy it still? And we were like, yep, we want to buy it. And it worked out. And we just bought the shop.
That's awesome.
Did you get it? I was going to say, did you get it for what you offered?
Yeah, exactly. That I guess we made an offer that was too high because they wanted exactly that number, and
Doesn't matter.
it was 2 years before the end, 2 days before the end of the year. So they wanted to
Plus their numbers.
to raise
Right.
their numbers
And-
in selling, I
yeah.
guess.
So you had to close on it in 2 days.
Yeah, in the same
yeah.
year. And we had to
Yeah.
close in the same year, so we had like 24 hours to think about it.
Yeah.
No pressure.
Yeah.
No pressure. Oh, but it was fine because now nowadays it's much more worth.
Well, and you already knew you wanted it, so
Yeah, it's a good
Yeah.
investment. And to rent here in the city center, it's only possible if you put in a restaurant or a cafe or something.
Mhm.
And the meter price is
It's
extremely high,
super high.
same as
Yeah.
in Amsterdam.
So it's a really good investment. Sounds like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so do
But
you guys
then-
live there as well then?
Not yet. We're eager to buy. It would be very cool to have the
the top
the top
upstairs
floors.
floors.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they are. It's not something that will happen soon, I think. But what did happen was we bought this ground level, and it's not really that big. It's okay, but it's not.
It's only 100 meters.
Yeah.
So
So we had a manual press and heat presses, and we used the front of the shop to have like a t-shirt shop because we're in the city center and people just like to buy cool shirts as well.
I'm trying to
And
do
then-
the math in my head. What 100 meters converts to square foot wise.
right.
Like,
Yeah, square foot.
does it go? I guess it would be. Is that what? Do you know the conversion, Dylan? What's the math on that?
It's a
Why are you
foot
looking at
like
me?
it's a foot like foot size in a square, or
Yeah.
Yeah, like we
thirty
know
by-
square foot. So like foot by a foot. That's how I know.
Oh, okay.
Buildings 1 foot by 1 foot. So a meter is almost like 3 feet. Right?
Yeah.
Approximately.
Okay. So
Yeah.
it's 9 feet 1 meter. So we had 300 feet.
Okay.
I guess. So
Oh no, wait.
We're
it's-
confusing everybody who's listening to this. Nobody who
So,
listens
show
to
your
this is a
foot.
mathematician.
So you have 1 million square feet. That's
Right.
awesome.
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Totally get it.
But we really had to move to a new place because the press in the first shop it could only spin with really small screens. So it was really narrow. So we could only use screens like this, like 50 centimeters, 2.5 feet, 2 feet,
Okay.
1.5 feet. So it couldn't spin. So we really had to move because it was.
But now you're talking about the previous
yeah,
shop.
like the previous shop. Yeah.
Mhm.
So. Really had
So
to
how did
move.
you get your equipment in your new shop? Was there like an easy access to get like an
No.
automatic in there?
Now,
No, it even couldn't be delivered by road because the cellars, the ancient cellars here, they are from the 13th century, and you can only drive with 1,000 kilos. What's a kilo? How many
Man, all
pounds?
these convert.
2 pounds
2 pounds.
kilo.
Kilo.
I don't know. Doesn't matter.
No.
It's just you cannot there cannot be heavy vehicles on the canal road because it
Okay.
will.
Collapse.
That's a much better way of
Implode.
putting it.
Yeah,
And
Heavy.
so-
Let's just say heavy from now
heavy. Yeah.
heavy. And so you could not like a press would be too heavy, or even a truck cannot ride this road. It can only be small cars.
So they
Or
had to bring it
bikes.
in one part at a time.
No, we had to deliver it by boat
Oh.
through the canal.
Seriously?
Yeah,
Yeah, we had to rent the boat of the government.
yeah. We rented it. It's just a weird story. We had to
No,
rent.
this is an awesome story. You don't ever hear
Yeah, but
that.
this is it's
Nobody
so
has that happen here.
before this. So we had the ground level shop, and then it was getting too small, and then we knew that there was this werfkelder, this cellar underneath the shop, and it was rented to someone else, and of course we wanted this cellar, but it was already taken, and then this guy who's renting it was making it a bed and breakfast, but it's illegal. Cannot make a bed and breakfast in an ancient werf, in an ancient cellar, because there can be. It's just not a place where you can sleep. It's
because there's the ghosts, right?
Yeah, the ghosts, and also possibility of fire and not having emergency exits. It's just you cannot do it.
Hence the ghosts.
Hence the ghost. And and they also made a kitchen in it. But these ancient buildings have all kinds of cracks and things that will. It's just not a new building. So when they would cook in this bed and breakfast, it would just smell like garlic here all day long. So it was just not possible. So we talked about that with the renter. That's fine with us if he would do this, but not to cooking, because we have textile here and cannot have textile that smells like food. And it continued, and then we said, it really needs to stop. And if if it doesn't stop, then we will tell the government.
We're gonna tell you.
Yeah. Now it took a while. It's not that we said, we're going to tell the government. After so many months of trying, and it didn't work out, and then and so they had to leave the werfkelder then. And then we said, well, we would like to rent it or buy it. And it was a difficult story because these werfkelders, they are so old that most of the times they do not have papers of the construction of, or
The floor plans.
And who's the owner, and it wasn't clear. So we had to hire an attorney. Is that a word?
Yep.
Yes, sir. That's
Lawyer.
exactly.
And then an attorney who specializes in buildings, een vastgoedadvocaat. And then he was checking everything out, and he said, for
you have
us,
a case.
you have a case,
you
because
can sue.
you cannot sue, but you have a foot behind the door. I'm just saying all kinds
Sure.
of Dutch.
That works.
That's
Totally
good.
works.
Okay, and to say, like, it's not clear if this maybe is already part of our shop, or if it's for a part it's already ours. And then they were willing to participate in selling it, and then we bought that as well. And
Wow, so the building that you're in when was it? Do you have any idea when it was built exactly?
Say
Well,
13.
actually,
Yeah.
the front cellar was built in the 13th century. Yeah, and
Wow.
it's so old.
and then there was like a wooden building on top, and we have like three cellars behind each other, and the last cellar was built in the 1500s, and they connected it in the 18th century. So we have like three cellars,
Yeah.
that are really ancient.
What
So
were
you
they?
enter.
What were they used for originally?
Well, we have this canal here. It's called the Oude Gracht. And the Oude Gracht.
Yeah. Joanne?
And they would provide the whole city through the canal with boats. And they would deliver all the goods in the cellar.
Yeah. All your, and they were already here. It was already merchants, It was already like a center with food and beer. Across the street or across the canal, there's a big brewery. Not now, but then it was a brewery. And they would make beer and use the water from the canal to make the beer. So boats would just provide everything you needed for your house or your company, and it would go into the cellar, and then they would move it up into the building.
That's how Dylan makes his tea still. He uses the water from the canal.
Yeah, what are we drinking?
Yeah, right.
What are we drinking?
I'm thirsty.
She
Oh,
has
wow.
a what is that? A
It's a
wheat.
A wheat beer.
Boulevard
I have
from
a
Kansas City, Missouri.
mug of water, and this is what I'm doing after this.
Okay. What time is it? What time is
see.
it there?
Oh, it's only it's 2.
1:57
Yeah.
in the
Oh.
afternoon.
And right now, fire
Fire.
trucks are going by. I don't know if you can hear that, but
Yeah, we hear it.
There's a fire station next door.
Okay.
It's pretty good. So you got to go back to this. You brought your press in on a boat that you had to rent from the government.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can never move. That would be a
we
problem.
could move, but we need to rent a boat again.
Yeah. Actually, we bought a really shitty conveyor tunnel that has been broken down for 6 times already, I guess, in 2 years.
Yeah.
And we really wanted to trade it for another one, but that would cost so much to move out the automatic and the
Oh, because you
conveyor.
can't get around it.
No. So that's a big problem. But
I love it's conveyor.
It's
tunnel.
working. It's working now. But it's, yeah.
I have this great wine. Would you like
Ooh.
some?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I'll take some. It's a
It
Pinot
was made
Grigio.
from the canal water.
Where's your
Yeah.
Where's your wine from?
Oh, it's
from Italy.
It's a Pinot Grigio.
Brand. Oh,
We have this organic wine trend here in Holland. I don't know, or it's called nature wine. Don't know if you have it over there. It's
I don't know.
unfiltered wine.
I know there's organic, but I'm not.
Yeah.
This unfiltered
Well-versed.
wine has an orange color
Really?
most of the time. Yeah, it's really nice. And it tastes a bit more beer-like, I guess, than wine-like.
That's in between beer and wine, I guess.
Not carbonated though, right?
No bubbles.
I don't know what... No bubbles.
No bubbles, no.
So you got this press in.
Is it in your cellar?
It's a Diamondback. No, what is
Yeah.
it? It's Diamondback.
'cause-
Yeah.
Yeah, Diamondback Sea. It was the biggest that would fit into the space, and it was actually quite a problem when they brought it. We had paid to make it really small because the door opening is 1 meter and 1 meter and 4 centimeter. And then they put it from the boat on the wharf, and I just immediately saw they didn't make it smaller, and we paid like $1,500 to make it smaller.
To
I think-
dismantle it
yeah, I
so
guess
that it would fit,
all
and then they
about
would
it, Andy, but-
put it back together inside.
But I just immediately saw it wasn't made smaller. So I asked that, and they said, well, I don't know. And we measured it. It was 1 meter and 4 centimeters, and the door opening was 1 meter, 4 centimeters, and 4 millimeter. So
Oh my God.
yeah, and they wanted to try, so it took like a whole day, and it was stuck in the ancient doorway. And it was like a nightmare, and it was totally damaged as well. All the paint went off, and so eventually it got inside. But yeah, it was.
Geez,
quite
I
a
would have been
nightmare.
sweating the whole time. Like just getting it off the truck, is already have anxiety the whole day. Because if anything goes wrong, then oh my gosh. So
Now you're trying to squish it through an ancient doorway.
yeah, but now now you've got to tilt it goofy and to get it in.
Yeah, they had to tilt it, like yeah.
But it worked out.
Yeah, it
Everything
worked
is
out.
inside.
Yeah. So how much of your guys' business is local versus shipping it? Is it almost all local?
I think it's like 50%. That's local.
Yeah.
Half. Yeah. So a lot of goes to Amsterdam and cities around Utrecht.
That's
And,
awesome.
Yeah, sometimes to Belgium as well, Germany.
I saw you guys have a couple DTG printers. Do you do a bunch of that too, or does it just kind of supplement for certain jobs?
No, we noticed that our business is a little bit shifting to direct to garments. A lot of people ask for full color items in low quantities.
Mm-hmm.
So that's quite ideal to
to use the
produce.
DTG.
Yeah, we're very happy with it actually. And the new brothers, the GTX, we didn't have any problems with that. And the ones before that you have for sale, Andy, it has a lot of problems
Yeah,
with
it's sold.
the
It's gone.
white, right? Oh, it's sold.
Oh, it's sold.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah.
Congrats. Well, yeah. There's a lot of the white inks are a problem, but in a new GTX, it just automates the cleaning all night long. I think it will turn on about some time, and it will just clean itself and circulate the white ink. And we didn't change printing head or didn't have any problems at all. So
And so you're pre-treating shirts and things like that still?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it also started with, because our company actually exists out of 3 parts. So we have the printing and we have live printing on events, but we also have this t-shirt shop in the front. And when we first started, we designed all the prints ourselves. I used to draw, and Kasper was better with using the computer, with making designs. And we would hang them in the front of the shop, already printed on shirts. But then we just couldn't find the time anymore to design all the shirts for the shop as well, and do the printing and do the whole company and the staff and all those things. So we were trying to find a way to still have cool designs in the t-shirt shop. And we also have lots of clients here in the city who want to start a brand or who are designing and are really good in making super cool art, and would come in and say, oh, I'd really like to have my art printed. So we would explain, starting from like 25 pieces, it would be interesting for reselling, and below the 25 would be, you would have less of a margin. And then most of the times they would just think that would be too risky, and that they would be stuck with all the extra smalls or the large, or how would they sell it, or they would just and of course you can do it with a pre-order thing, but they would just see too many bears on the road. Is that no, that's mad. Too many obstacles for them to do it. And then we thought, oh, what a waste of all these super cool arts. And then so now we made for the front of our shop, we do Katoen Club, and we do every quarter we invite 4 different designers we already know through the shop, who came here, or we just find them through Instagram. And they design 4 designs per designer, and we hang them in our shop. And then you can just choose a design from the wall and a shirt, and we print it in 5 minutes on the DTG machine.
Oh, I love that.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so we don't have any stock in the shop.
No. Well, we do have the shirts hanging there, but they're not printed. We print them on demand.
It's all organic blanks.
You can mix
and they can wait.
Yeah.
So,
And so now,
Joanne, would you like to participate in our Katoen Club?
Yes.
Really nice.
Yeah.
yay, cool. Yeah.
So that's Cotton Club, I guess. Katoen Club.
Yeah, Cotton Club.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So right now, what is it like for you as far as open? Were you in quarantine, and is your store open? Can people come in and shop and everything like that now, or do they have to wear a mask? I'm curious how it is in Holland.
It's at the moment it's really good, because the level of people at the moment there in the whole of Holland there are 30 people in hospital with COVID. 30.
Wow.
And so it's existing, but it's like very minimum. And we were allowed to stay open the whole time, as long as we kept the distance of 1.5 meters. So that's
like 6 feet.
12 feet. Yeah, 6 feet. And so we could stay open, but so now it's good. But in the beginning, in March and April and May, it was it was super quiet. Just everybody stayed home.
Yeah,
home.
all businesses were closed.
Yeah, everybody.
So-
If you could work from home, you should work from home.
So business is back to what it was pre-COVID?
No,
Or-
no.
Okay.
No, it's about 50%, I guess.
Yeah, we're
So-
seeing that here at our shop. We're seeing that that's similar. We're probably 60%.
Yeah.
I
60.
guess.
Oh, that's
60.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, last month it was like 25%, so it was really bad. Now it's 50%. So I hope this will continue like that. Would we get a lot of shocking news from the US about the
Yeah.
numbers? It's,
You are rising,
just-
right? And
I
not
just looked
your
at the-
state, but
I just looked at the total confirmed cases for New York, and it's 397,000.
wow, yeah.
But
yeah.
that's not in hospital.
They're not in
or anything.
hospital, no.
No.
It's just positive.
Yeah. As of, what is it? As of June 19th, it was 703 that had it. So
And
it's
are
high.
they changing the rules again?
I guess from city to city, state to state, that's kind of how it went from beginning. Really, is the state. It's kind of up to the states as far as how they close or how we, whether or not we're wearing masks or whatnot. But yeah, right now I just read we're headed to Florida next week, and I just read not the part of Florida we're going to, but I heard
No,
Miami.
Yeah.
And we're not going to Miami. We're going to the Gulf side. But you would think, and so why we're doing that though is going to the beach, going outside in the sun, vitamin D, outside. That's the place to be, not inside. And so we weren't going to the discotheque, down in Florida.
No.
No.
We were going just to relax on the beach and
It's like hotel room to beach.
with a book and quiet, And so we'll see. Where we're going right now is still open, but
Yeah.
kind of day
I
to
don't know
day.
if it's going to get canceled. I hope not.
You were you were going on holiday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next on the 4th, it's usually for our shop, historically anyway, around the 4th of July. The week before the 4th and the week after is a lot of vacation time. So we have people out in our
Business usually slows a little bit.
yeah, business slows big time. That's a huge
Yeah.
vacation time for,
Oh yeah,
for America.
we have that in August. The first 2 weeks of August, it's really slow. Everybody goes on holiday, and we're it's interesting to see if that will be like that this year also, because now there are still code red countries in Europe, so that you cannot travel to. And only like a couple of weeks ago, they opened France, so we can go to France, and we will. It's really nice to go there. But it was there are still lots of countries in Europe that I don't know how many actually, but there are still some that you cannot travel to, and they all also have their own different rules. It's not the same as the Dutch. It's not like that they have the same rules in all of Europe.
It's totally
So,
different.
It's different per country.
I see. Yeah,
But
weird times for sure.
Yeah.
Weird times. Actually, we feel quite lucky with 50% because we know print shop that don't have any work at the moment because they only print it for events or only print it for sports centers. So
Yeah, I agree 100%. We could, looking back when we first furloughed half the team, I figured the entire summer we wouldn't even be close to 50%. So here we are now, and we're at 60%. And I would have taken that deal back then for sure. So not complaining that we're at 60%, but it's a reality. It's a new reality that
It's kind of a new normal.
a new normal for now.
Right.
Mhm.
I hope it's not. I don't know how long that's sustainable. So we're half of our business, nearly half is school business, and so in America we go back to school in mid-August, and so it's sort of a wait and see until then what happens and what schools come back. So then we'll adjust if they don't. We'll do something else. Maybe we'll will move to Holland.
Yeah.
Yay! And how is
We have a cellar.
Talking about
Go live in the cellar.
That's right.
talking about sustainability? Is that a thing in America in print shops?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Dylan,
Is
you
it
want to take that?
growing or yeah?
I'm not the most sustainable, but yeah, we do as much as we can just to try to, cut down on waste and everything like that. We actually just a couple weeks ago switched out all of our poly bags to biodegradable bags.
Cool.
And we
That's a
try
good
to
idea.
we try to recycle a ton. The thing is though is it's hard for print shops. Like it literally needs to be something that they morally want to do, because financially it makes no sense, because like the poly bags that I got are over twice the cost of a regular mailer. But I got to think I could use 1,000 mailer bags like every 2-3 weeks, or if not less than that. So for me, spending double, which it boils down to be like 10 cents a bag. So it's worth it for me to spend that money than to have 1,000 more plastic bags that are just going to end up in the landfill. So stuff like that, just recycling as much as possible.
We when we expanded, the new space, we tore out all the old lighting and converted everything to LED. And then in the new space, and then also we retrofitted all of our lights in the old space to LED. So they all match and they're all LED. And so lighting is, people don't think about it, but that's it's definitely a green thing to do. So
I see you guys use a bunch of water base. Is that because you try to do that as well?
Yeah, we in Europe you have this. I don't know if you have it the same in the US. This global organic textile standards. No,
Not that I know of.
oh, it's a certification for inks. So we have that for our water inks, and all our textile is GOTS certified, and also the digital inks and also the embroidery yarn, and you can have a certification as a company. And
how does that work? Do you have somebody come out, from the government, I guess, and they certify you?
Yeah. And we also have, we are a climate neutral company at the moment. We had this gold certification, and because we're all also have LED lighting, and we heat it with air, and yeah, we had to buy the last CO2 that we produce. We had to
Compensate it. So now we're like climate neutral. But a lot of our clients are looking specific for sustainable printing. Yeah.
How did you? Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say people ask for it a lot, specifically.
Yeah.
I don't get a lot of people that ask for it.
We always just get people that want it as cheap as humanly possible.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, that's not like the ideal customer,
Yeah.
but yeah, the customers that take value in the sustainability,
Yeah.
they don't look at the pricing so much.
Oh,
Right.
they do
So,
look at it, but
yeah.
they know it's. They just understand that it's not. That the cheap, like the pricing for sustainable gear should be the normal, and the super low pricing should be the extreme.
That's
To be
true.
honest, yeah.
It's like backwards.
Yeah, it's backwards, and we are noticing that more and more people are getting to understand that.
Yeah.
And we
I think
started.
there's-
Oh,
I think there's too many beers in the road to get to this to get to sustainability. We got to move
Yeah.
the beers out of the way,
yeah,
right?
sure, yeah, big bears, the 10-foot square bears. Yeah, no, that's true. There are lots of bears on the road, but got to start.
I feel like in the US, everybody's trying to get there, but there's just a lot of stuff going on. But I know like us, like me and Andy both kind of have the same, like we're trying to do everything we can do.
Mm-hmm.
But it definitely takes a little at a time, adding it all in. we're not like gold standard stamped like you guys are, but we're trying.
You know, like for example, though, some of the equipment M&R makes is really green. So our Eco Rinse, where we rinse screens all day long, it's the same water.
That's
so
great.
if you fill the tank and you have a tank full of water and you rinse the screen all day long, and we don't drain it at the end of the day. We drain it once a week, and there is some fresh water rinse at the end, but it's pretty minimal. So we're not wasting water. Same thing goes for the Ecotext. Our chemicals are in the 701 goes in and it stays, and it stays for 2 months, and then the same thing with Reclaim in that chamber. So it's pretty green, with regard. It could be way worse, I guess. That's what I'm saying. So I love some of the automated, some of the equipment that we have. Definitely helps us get closer.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Another fire.
And how did you guys meet, Joanne and Andy?
You want to tell that one?
He was opening up this shop, and I was a kitchen designer at Lowe's, and he came in to buy a front counter for the shop, and I happened to be the one that helped him.
Oh, wow.
And I knew it wasn't for a kitchen, and so I said, this obviously isn't for a kitchen. What's it for? Because I was just curious. And he said he was building the shop, and I was like, "Oh, I'm an artist. Are you hiring?"
I said, "Yeah." And you want to get married?
Cool.
For real?
It didn't escalate that quickly, but
The next day.
eventually,
yeah.
I thought about it for 24 hours, and I was like, "Okay, you're pretty hot."
Yeah. How did you guys meet?
Well, we met I met him when he was behind the cargo bike on a festival. And I was at the festival just having a good time. And I saw him standing there. And then I thought, yep, that's him.
And you bought a shirt?
I didn't.
Yeah, and
I didn't buy
She tried on a way too small shirt.
Yes, that happened
To
after
impress
that.
me, for real.
Yeah.
Like a small.
Extra small.
Oh, yeah.
And then now we went. We just had a chat, and then he said, "Oh, I have this very cool shop." No, he didn't say it like that. I have this shop, and would you like to drop by sometime and have a cup of coffee? And then I went to this first shop, and then I tried on lots of shirts, and then it was a fact.
I was working together for you all day long, or you're in the same room.
Yeah, we are. We share an office.
This is actually our
Right.
office.
Yeah.
Oh,
In
this
here.
is the office.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And that's how you sit
twisted
too,
around.
right next to each other, like
Yep.
you are right now.
we both use the same computer, one keyboard.
Cool.
Yeah, I'd miss her too much if she were in a different
Oh, wow.
office. So
We've been in this office together for almost 11 years. So
it's like we've been doing this for so long, and we started. It was just the two of us, and so as we grew and scaled, and people joined us, I mean, we just took on different roles, and I don't know. It's like I really like it. So we get along well, and
yeah, we do. We get along well.
works for us.
And it's nice too because he knows me so well that when, say, I'm overwhelmed and I have lots of problems, he can tell without even asking me like when I need extra help, or he'll just, you need to go eat something or take a nap.
Yeah. Cool.
So can you guys talk a little bit about your live printing part of the business?
Yeah.
Yeah, we made this flight cases. So we have like 6 flight cases with built-in small carousels we can put on top of it. So we go to events to bring the flight cases, and the company just rents us for like 4 hours or
For a full day.
8 hours or 12 hours, full day. And they buy the blank textiles from us, and we print on the spot. And we also do that with direct. We did it with direct to garments, but we have to take the whole machine to the event, like 130 kilos.
And it's also too fragile. This G printer, it's just too much of a hassle to bring it to an event. So we're going to stop that.
Right. How far are you guys traveling to go to events?
We did some events in Belgium as well, because we saw this happening in the US, this live printing, and it's done there for years. But here in Europe, nobody is doing that actually. So we thought, wow, we were already doing that with the cargo bike in way back, but we thought we should do that on a professional way, like they do in the US. So we're actually one of the first who can do that, who can do large numbers and
On events.
Yeah, on events. So yeah, we do a lot of events, but now not anymore.
Yeah,
For
well,
a
that's what I was
while.
wondering, how it was
Yeah.
affecting your business.
Yeah, it was about I think 20% of our
Total.
profit
Yeah.
total. So we can miss that, but
It's not
Yeah.
ideal,
no.
but it's,
Yeah.
Well, then it was really good you were diversified. You know, you have the events, you have
Yeah.
your clothing
Yeah.
lines, and you know,
Yeah.
and custom work and stuff. So
yeah.
that's it was really, you were positioned pretty well then for this. And so sounds like you negotiated. You said you went for 4 hours or a full day. So you negotiate like this. It's a package or a price already, so it's a predetermined. You're not going to an event like not knowing how much you'll sell. In other words,
No.
you go
No.
there.
No, they just pay for our presence for 4 hours or 8 hours, and next to that, they have to pay for the textile. So that's how we do that, and we actually
And if
asked
it's,
Family
yeah.
Industries for some advice how they
Oh, right.
do it.
Max.
So yeah.
yeah, really cool guys. But so we do get that request though, that they say, well, we don't know if it will work, so we just need you to bring all these sizes and shirts, and then after you just count how many you printed. But we never did that, no.
So when you go to the event, you're printing. You're not charging anyone. They're just getting the shirt. Like
Yeah.
they don't buy the shirt.
No.
That doesn't work. We had some events that they would charge a
Yeah, in
little.
the beginning.
Yeah, and people wouldn't do that.
No, because
So-
most of the events that they already, people who go there, it depends on the event, but already bought a ticket for a lot of money, and they just don't want to spend another 10 euros or whatever, 5, because they think, well, I already bought a ticket, so I'm not going to spend more money.
Dylan, is that how you run your events, or do people buy?
I do it the
shirts?
exact opposite.
Oh, really?
hmm We do both. I mean, we always do like you guys are doing. Like we do the corporate events where they pay for everything up front, and then we just go and we make shirts. But we do a lot of the ones where we go and sell. But we're very picky and choosy about what ones we do, because in the beginning we were doing any event, and then we would find out like, wow, this sucked. Like we didn't sell any.
No.
So after a couple of years of figuring out what were good ones, what were bad ones, we definitely do. Basically, all the ones that we like to do that way are the ones where the people who are attending, like we're the only vendor, and it's like a special event where the shirt is specific for that event. It's got the date on it. It's got, it's stuff where the people that go want to buy something to remember that event. So those are the ones that we try to do, or we try to do like you're doing, where they pay for it up front. So we do both.
And do you also say that then to the customer who asks you for a proposal? What if a customer comes to you via someone else who already had you at an event, and this new request is someone that doesn't fit that already you're not going to sell a lot there, and
Yeah,
then
we just have to
you
turn
have to
them
tell
down.
them, okay, but what do you tell that customer then to why you will not do it there?
Usually I just have questions where it's kind of like, what's the attendance level? All these other things. Cause usually if it's under a couple thousand, it's not even worth going. Cause we basically found out over years of doing it that our numbers, if you're selling an event, is almost always 10% of the crowd. So if there's 1,000 people, you're only going to sell 100 shirts, so we gauge it by the number of people. And then we say, okay, it's going to be worth it or not. And then usually when they ask us if we can come sell, we say, well, due to these numbers, this is roughly how many we're going to sell. It's not worth it for us to come. But if you want to buy the shirts up front and hire us to come out, we can do it. So we kind of try to pitch both ways. But for us, it's not really like part of the business, honestly. It's like before COVID and stuff, we were printing almost every weekend. But for me, it's more just a bonus for my guys at the shop. So I have two rigs basically, so I can do 2 different events the same weekend. So to them, at the end of the event, say we make like $5,000 at the end of the event, I just split it between the guys that went.
Really?
Yeah. So I take the cost of the shirt out. So say the shirt's $2, I take $2 out, and then we all split the difference. So they're stoked on doing it just because for me, it's more as a business owner, it's more of a marketing tool because we're in front of all these people all the time. Our name's on everything. You know, we're handing out cards to people who are business owners and everything else. And my guys are happy because they're making a ton of money on the weekends.
Yeah, they're really motivated
to
sell.
Do you find that they burn out at all? I mean, if they're working at the shop, you know,
they fight over it.
That's awesome.
They make more at a live event than they make working all week.
Interesting.
So they fight over it. Like they get pissed if like somebody wants to take their spot, or they have to they have a family thing already happening, and they're like, "Damn it, I can't make it to that event." Like and they get mad that like somebody takes their spot.
It's a lot of money to earn in a day or a weekend.
Yeah.
Right.
Plus, like most of the things we do are parties, so like it's free food. There's a band playing, people are having fun, so it's kind of just like a good time anyway.
Yeah. Sure is. You only do like silkscreen printing or sublimation as well?
Just screen printing.
Okay. Yeah, we plan to make it more interactive with the crowd, so they can just design their own prints. And we want to do that with sublimation, but
there's definitely a big market for that if you're willing to travel. Like Family Industries and Hit and Run and all those guys, like they do amazing jobs with that stuff, but that's their business model. You know what I mean? Like they're looking at that as like a serious business, and they're traveling all over the country and doing all these things. It's like, I can't do that. Like I literally just do stuff that's within like, 200 miles. So we don't want to, it's just a weekend thing. It's not like, let's send a whole crew to do this big event for, Toyota or something.
Did you buy a trailer or something? How do you get from?
I have a trailer. I have a trailer that's full of gear that we always leave in there. And then we have a whole nother setup that's in the shop that we throw in the van, like the work van. So one crew can take the van and another crew will be with me, and I'll take my normal vehicle and I'll just tow the trailer.
What do you guys do? Just send it down the canal?
Yeah.
You would just rent a canoe and just row it.
Some floaties.
They make a raft.
That's great.
We used to rent trucks to bring it all, but then we saw Family Industries just shipped it with UPS. So we do that as well, of UPS or some courier
courier service. Yeah.
It works really great. So,
do you ever lose anything?
Like equipment that was stolen. Yeah, we had this one time at the tech event that we're just in time that we saw people taking 2 MacBooks. So, yeah. And
what if the courier or the shipper loses your stuff or damages your stuff?
Yeah, didn't happen, but no clue.
I think it's now. I think that's
it's insured.
Yeah, it's insured.
Company. Yeah.
Because I've always thought of that. Like they ship their stuff all the time, or they're they ship it and then they fly to an event. My biggest fear would be to get there and then find out your stuff's not there.
No equipment. Yeah.
Right. That's terrifying.
So you guys, where do you go for coffee? Where do people in the Netherlands go to get their coffee? Starbucks?
We do have a Starbucks. We never go there. But we go. We have a really nice coffee shop next door. Not a coffee shop.
Also a coffee shop.
Also a coffee shop. You don't understand.
They're like other food, but then they also have coffee.
Oh no! I was referring to the coffee shop where you can buy wheat and hash and
Yeah.
But this, I mean, a normal coffee shop. But we are in a street with lots of coffee shops. So my best friend Maria has a really nice lunchroom with the best coffee in town. So normally we'll pick it up there.
And they bake their own croissants every night. So we have fresh croissants every morning.
Yeah.
And then there's a coffee shop next door.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah. When they closed down with the corona, you had these lines from 1 kilometer to get some last joints and pots. It was total panic when they closed.
Yeah, I don't think they ever close those in the States here.
They're essential.
Yeah, they're essential.
Yeah.
Like liquor stores and I don't know.
Things to keep people sane, basically.
Right.
So this is usually Andy's question, but what's for dinner? Or what was for dinner?
Oh, it's
We had a kapsalon.
yeah, vegetarische kapsalon.
Okay. Yeah, I
Can you
know
say
that.
that? Repeat it, please.
We had the same
No.
thing.
How do you say it?
Vegetarische kapsalon.
How do you collapse alone?
No, it's
Sounds great.
it's a weird dish. And a kapsalon means hairdresser salon, and vegetarisch means vegetarian.
So it's a vegetarian hairdresser salon.
Vegetarian hairdresser salon. That's how they call the dish, and it just it was invented by a guy who had a
Was a
takeout
hairdresser.
food shop next to a hairdresser, and the hairdresser would always come in and say, "Hey, I need chips with on top kebab, and then on top of that cheese, and on top of that a salad, and on top of that garlic sauce and hot pepper sauce." And that dish you call a kapsalon.
And you
Now-
made this or you bought
And
it?
we made it, but we made it more nice with good, healthy ingredients.
And the kids
That
eat
was
this
for
and
dinner.
everything?
Yeah. The kids eat everything. Yes. There's nothing they won't eat.
That's good. That's a really hard thing to do.
It is, but it's necessary.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should try the vegetarische kapsalon when you come to Holland.
Yeah.
We will cook it. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we got
Maybe you
plans
should
for
come
sure.
here instead of Florida.
We would for sure. And actually that was, you were, we had planned on coming there this year,
Yeah, that
You
would
know,
be so cool.
but everything happened. And so here we
I
are.
know. Yeah.
When you come to Missouri to come visit us, then what are we going to make them? Well, when you go to New York, you're going to have Speedies,
I
right?
have no idea what that is.
Yeah,
Me
it's just
neither.
it's like a kebab, right?
Yeah,
So,
it's like a chicken kebab.
with some special dressing that
Yeah.
you marinated in. That he sent me some, and so you can have Speedies when you come to St. Louis. Toasted ravioli. That's what we're known for, I guess. Not just some toasted ravioli. So it's like a
Ravioli.
toasted
Okay.
ravioli. You know it?
No.
It's good.
It's
great.
first it's cooked and then it's toasted?
Yeah, it's just like ravioli, but I think that you bread it and then deep fry it.
Yeah.
Really healthy.
Like
Oh.
Try it.
And you dip it in marinara.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
That sounds good.
Super healthy.
It's delicious.
yeah, super healthy.
Just like salt potatoes.
Exactly. Like
Oh, the
potatoes.
salt potatoes. You should try that.
Well, it was nice meeting you guys.
Yeah, super nice,
Thanks.
Dylan.
We're glad we could, talk and meet up. This has been great.
Yeah.
We've
Really nice.
you and I are your shop and ours. We've talked for so long now. I feel like at least a couple of years, off and
Yeah.
on, and so finally have a conversation. This is awesome.
Yeah, we should do this more often. Not tape it, but then just
Hang
chat.
out.
Hang out on the interwebs.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.